Hello chaps, John with you again. Yes, John again. And this time I'm doing another unboxing, but it's not armour. No, it's a jet. Yes, the US Navy's F-4J Phantom. As with all of my unboxings, I better give this kind of disclaimer now, in case anybody's watching any of my videos for the first time. I don't know the parts. Okay, so don't go looking for a technical review of what each part is, but I am a modeler. So what I'm looking for when I do an unboxing is I'm looking for the condition of the plastic, as in does it have flash, sinkholes, flaws, basically anything that's wrong that sticks out a mile with it. How deep are panel lines, things like that. Things that sort of apply to armour and to jets and aircraft and stuff like that. I have done a couple of World War II fighters, alright. When I say a couple, I think I've done less than a handful. So I wouldn't be, I don't see myself up there with some of the aircraft people, and they get really, really technical. So I'll probably be ostracised from the modelling community. Yeah, ostracised for doing a video like this, because I'm not into aviation. I like it, don't get me wrong, and this most definitely is one of my favourite aircraft. The Phantom, I loved it, always did love it, and it had, you know, when you can, it is definitely one of the iconic fighter aircraft of modern era. This one here is from the 70s, not the kit, but the fighter itself was used in the 70s. This particular one, it gives two dates for it, and it's literally the same aircraft, because it gives the same sort of tail number or whatever. Tail number is 5510. But it gives, it can be sort of 1973 or 1976, and it's off the USS Independence, which is CV-64. See me looking down and looking at the box. Most of these sort of aircraft people with that off the top of their heads, they know everything about it, you name it, they know it. So, there's the kit. Okay, it's from Academy. It's 1/48 scale, and as you can see, it's quite a large box. Okay, beautiful picture there of the Phantom in flight. It's the F-4J VF-102 Diamondbacks. Okay, that's the unit or whatever, squadron. Yes, I have to start using some of the aircraft terms, and I will sort of point out what I do know. Obviously I don't know most of the things. I wouldn't know what a pitot tube is from a test tube, to be quite honest with you. Although I think a pitot tube comes over one of the wings or something, and it measures airspeed, how fast the aircraft is going, I think. Not 100% sure. So anyway, let's go down to the bench and we'll look at the kit. We'll talk about the kit, and we'll talk about it as a kit, not as an aircraft, not as anything like that. We're looking at from the modeller's point of view. How much plastic is there for your money? As we all know, aircraft kits, they're not the cheapest, but they're not super expensive either. But I mean, it's quite a large box, so I'm expecting to see quite a large amount of plastic in it. So let's go down to the bench, swing the camera around, and we'll do an unboxing. Well, we'll try anyway. Okay, so here we are down at the bench. You'll have to excuse the little bits of clutter around me. I do work in a reasonably small space, little table on the side of my bedroom. A lot of modelers have their own dedicated man cave. I have my man corner, my man corner of the bedroom. So anyway, let's start off and look at the box art. As we said, it's a nice picture of the jet in flight. It's the 1/48 scale USN, US Navy. the F-4J, and it is a Phantom. Okay, its squadron is the VF-102 Diamondbacks, and they flew off the USS Independence aircraft carrier, CV-64. Okay, so some nice little pictures there. It's a nice painting or drawing, whatever you want to call it, of the aircraft in flight. On the side here, it gives us our two marking options. Okay, and as I said, do you know what I mean? It gives the exact same 5510, 5510. This one is from 1973, and this one is from 1976. It gives us literally the exact same information. And I've been over these. I've been looking for, you know, like you do, say, like find the difference between the two photos, and I couldn't find a single difference between the two photos. So it's probably the same plane, you know, that was on the ship in 1973 and in 1976. Again, I mean, I don't know. I'm only just guessing. But like I said, I can't find any difference. Obviously, say one of the tiny decals that are up there by the cockpit itself, I do know, because I have seen sort of pictures and videos and things like that. The pilot's name would be there, so more than likely that's probably different. But all the other markings are identical. Okay, so that's about that. Nothing exciting really on the other side. It just gives a paint callouts, and the usual sort of safety information and things like that. So let's open it up and see what we get inside. You have to excuse the sort of the shadows here. That's from the light which is overhead me, to turn it up to the ceiling, otherwise it's sort of shining straight onto the box. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out. First we'll have a quick look at it in its plastic, then I'll take it out of the plastic, and then we'll have a look at each of the sprues themselves individually, and we'll have a look at the instructions as well, and the decals. So we start off, right, we get an instruction sheet. Okay, like I said, we will look at these later on. Right, we've got two identical sprues in this bag, and judging by the sprues, they're all our ordnance. We've got some rockets and missiles and God knows what else. We've got another sprue, another bag with two identical sprues again. We've got, by judging by it, I'd say it's more than like, I don't think it's a missile or a rocket. I think it's a drop tank. Fuel drop tank. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the in the comments below. And if you've anything to say to me, just stick it in the comments below. I mean, I'm open to criticisms and all that kind of thing. We've got our two little pilot figures there. Like I said, two identical sprues. So that's four sprues already. So we've got another two sprues in this bag. Right, that's six. This bag here has a couple of loose parts and another two sprues. Right, we've got our engine cones. I'm sure somebody will tell me what they're actually called, but they seem to be nicely molded. They're side molded. It's not two pieces to put together, so we're not going to have major joining lines to go through. We've got the fact that there's four of these. They're probably each one is probably slightly different. You make up your own version, whichever one you want to do. I've got engine parts in there. I've got a sprue there with some, by the looks of it, they're cockpit pieces. Right, so there's another 3 sprues in that bag. We've got our fuselage. I was going to say hull. I'm so used to armour. Fuselage. We've got our nice one piece, so that we don't have to join along there, so we don't have to worry about getting rid of a big seam line across there. Okay, so nice one piece. We've got a big sprue here with pointy things sticking through the plastic. So because it busted through the plastic, I hope they're not damaged. They don't look damaged. No. Got a giant sprue there with cockpit piece and a few other bits and pieces in there. Okay. We've got our clear parts, which is our cockpit itself. Oh, tons more pieces. Right, we have another pilot figure, but he's standing this time, so you can have one guy say standing beside it if you want to have it down, or you can have the two pilots in it, or the pilot and the co-pilot, shall we say. A few more parts, another big sprue. Don't be worried that I'm flying through these, because we're just having a look through the box at the moment. I'll take the pieces out of their bags and we can have a closer look at the parts and the mouldings and all that. And like I said, look out for flash, look out for defects and, you know, obvious ones. Ejector pin marks that are going to be in obvious positions and things like that, right? So we've got, that's definitely the underside of it, okay? There's a large sprue and a small sprue in that. Right. We've got our usual sort of safety information, and what I do with that is I just stick it there behind me in the bin. Look how conscious I am of that. We've got an extremely large decal sheet. Okay, so I'm used to sort of armour, so I'm used to sort of a decal sheet, maybe that size, that amount of decals on it. So there's a couple of days worth of decaling or decaling, whatever you want to call it. Okay, plenty of decals there. We've got a sheet showing the ordnance, okay, or rockets and things. Yeah, whatever way you want to have them, right? Rockets and things, whichever way you want to set up. And we've got our nice poster for a finish. That's going to be a nice one. Again, it's a nice poster, double-sided. It's for our decals. Placing of the decals. Okay. It's manual 3. It's the decal placement manual. Okay. If that's not going to drive me mad, I don't know what will. Like I said, I'm doing this to challenge me, to give myself a bit of a challenge. So we've got our decal placement manual. Come on, there we go. Our decal placement manual. And that's it. Empty box. So, I'll pause the video now. We'll come a little bit closer to the bench and we'll have a look at the sprues themselves. Okay? Okay, so we'll start here. We have to start somewhere, so we're going to start with this. We're going to start with the fuselage piece, the one-piece fuselage. Alright, so I'll bring it up a bit closer to you there so you can see. Right, here we go, come on. Move in there. Don't tell me it doesn't like grey plastic. The camera doesn't like grey plastic. Right, I can tell you, because we can go across it with a knife. You can feel it, you can hear that there. You know, the panel lines are nice and deep. Not too deep, but you mean the plastic is only, say, that thick. But they're deep enough. They'll catch a wash, all that kind of stuff. It's one piece moulded. I'm not finding any flash. Whether it's correct or not, like I said, I'm not an aircraft modeler, or I'm not an aircraft expert, so I don't know how accurate or inaccurate it is. I have watched another unboxing, quite a detailed unboxing of the other version of this kit, where it's a tree coloured kit. The as in the plastic is in 3 different colours. And after going through it, it's the exact same parts, but obviously different decals, and this is just plain grey plastic, but seems nice, I must admit. I can't remember who did the unboxing, but they were basically saying how accurate it was and how good the fact that this is a one-piece fuselage. So there's our one-piece fuselage, nicely moulded, no sinkholes or any of that kind of stuff in it, and the panel lines are nice and deep. Okay. So onto the actual sprues themselves now. Right, so sprue number 1, maybe bring the camera just a little bit closer there. There we go. This is one of our ordnance ones with the rockets and missiles and God knows what else. So have a close look at 1 or 2 of those. Again, very nicely detailed. Right, I'm not seeing any flash. Plastic is nice, nice strong plastic. It's not flimsy in any way. I don't see any major seam lines or anything like that. What kind of missiles they are, I do not know, but these are all the little tails off them. These are the actual missiles themselves. I'm taking a guess that they're Sidewinder missiles. To me, they're all Sidewinder missiles. This is the only ones I know, but I'm sure one of them will be a Sidewinder if they had them back then. I do not know, but yeah, these, from a modelling perspective, the pieces aren't too small. Okay, these are the smallest of the pieces that are there. The little fins there, they're probably for up here, but yeah, this seems okay. I can't see any problems. I can't see any defects or anything like that. Right, so we've got 2 sprues of them. Okay. Here's our second of those, and we have 2 sprues of these as well. Okay. Bits that I do know about. Oh, we have a pilot. And if we've got a pilot, that means we have to have a digget, and the digget is probably on the other sprue. See, this guy one guy digs it and the other guy piles it. So there's our pilot, our co-pilot. I think the co-pilot is the weapons operator or whatever. Like I said, I mean, I do not know, so don't take what I say as gospel. Right. But as you can see, the moulding in them is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice. Very nicely moulded indeed. Nice panel lines and all that kind of stuff. They're nice and deep. We've got our missiles and bombs and rockets and God knows what else. And these are the little holders for them. Right. Again, I don't know what they're called, but I'm sure, you know, if you're into this, you're into your aircraft, you will know what they're called. Or you might even be like me, where you don't know exactly what they're called, and you don't really care what they're called. But hopefully I'll make a good go of it. But I mean, I don't see any problems so far. Like I said, they're all nicely moulded. Parts are all there. Right. And they're nicely detailed. Right, we have 2 of those sprues as well. Right, we have a couple of small sprues. I'll just put these over to the side here. Alright, maybe this one here. These are these holders that go onto the wing, and your bombs or missiles go onto them, or your drop tanks or whatever they are. What they're called, I do not know. These seem to be more of them. Okay. The moulding in those now. Come on, camera. auto zoom. It's a bugger, isn't it? Sometimes it zooms in perfect, sometimes it doesn't want to zoom in at all. So I initially blamed the colour of the plastic. I can't really blame that, because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But the detail, it seems to be pretty okay. Yeah. It's with all the old pre-shading and paneling and all that kind of thing. They should all come out quite nice. Right, so we have that little sprue. We have our sprue here with our cockpit interiors, right? Instrument panels, right? Oh, come on, camera. Seems to want to zoom in on my hand, but not the actual pieces themselves. Let's see whether a yellow background helps with them at all. No. So I'm going to I'm just going to pause the video there. See, can I get a better background? Let's see if I can right down onto the green background. These are the parts to me that do kind of matter, what the moulding is like on them. You know, the instrument panels and things like that. Those to me, you know, there isn't decals for them, so you got to go painting those. So if they're not very detailed, it would be fair hard to actually see them. So no, unfortunately I don't. But change the light. It's a light problem. Right, so here you can see the detail on those, and it is nicely raised. They're going to be fun to paint. All the little clocks and dials. And instruments. That looks like just a big rank of switches and things. Right, and we've got two more panels there. So the detail on them is actually quite nice. I can't fault that in any way. They look quite nice. That looks better again there now with that. Right. So that's a tiny little sprue there with the cockpit. Right, we've got a couple of loose parts. What they are, I do not know. Right, but again, they're nicely detailed. Nice little bits of rivets there, as you can see. Okay. Okay, so we have another one of those little separate sprues. Right, we're on to the engine exhaust bitsy pieces at the back, where the flames come out from the engine. Now, as you can see, the detail on them is quite nice. The moulding on them, some nice bits of detail on there altogether. Like I said, I don't know how they fit together. So one at one side, one at the other. I do not know, or whether one fits into the other, or are they an option? If you know what I mean. It's been sort of opened and won't closed, whatever, I do not know. But I'm sure we'll find out in the making. And as you can see from here, the way they're slide molded. Bring the camera back up again. We do have a bit of detail on the insides of them. So it's nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. Okay. So those nozzles or whatever they are very, very nicely molded indeed. And there's our sort of our engine fan back parts. Again, like I said, very, very nicely done. Alright, so now we're on to the big sprues. We've got this funny shaped sprue. As you can see from it, it's got a nice little bit of a hump on it. I think these are our wing tips because they have that little droop to them, don't they? With the Phantom. Now whether they're the tail wings, which are called stabilizers, I do know that. Well, I type brilliant. You know, whether they're the stabilizers now or they're other parts, I do not know. But again, like I said, this was not meant to be a technical unboxing. This is a modeler's unboxing, looking at parts, looking at condition, looking at the mouldings. Are they raised panel lines, or are they, you know, are they sort of down into it, or are they up? If you know what I mean, raised panel lines are depressed, very depressed. They're sad, but yeah, they're all nicely done. Some nice deep panel lines there, loads of little rivet detail there on those as well. Okay, as you can see, very nicely detailed. Sprue here has, I'd say they're parts of our wheels. I do not know, they're probably in the middle of the engine for all I know. What looks to be two seats, but the angle of them looks wrong. I think I'll stop guessing at what parts are and just sort of show them to you. As you can see, there's loads of little parts there with lovely little rivet detail and things on them. They look like sides of a seat, but again, like I said, I do not know, so I won't get too technical on you. Basically because I can't, because I haven't a clue what I'm looking at, to be honest with you. Right, there's the bottom of our jet. Nice detail on that. Very nice detail on that. Nearly at the end now. I think there's only 2 or 3 sprues left. But again, the detail in these is absolutely superb. It really, really is. And like I said, I don't know how accurate that is, but going on what the tricoloured one, and this is a reasonably new kit. I'll get you the date of the release of this kit in a second. But the condition of these parts is really, really nice. Lovely crisp mouldings, nice deep panel lines. You know, there's that figure. There's the standing up figure.
you know. And as figures go, he's actually quite nice. You know, some nice sort of detail there on him. So you can have him there with his helmet under his arm. So if you wanted to make it kind of, with the wheels down, the pilot's not in the cockpit. A nice little display piece with the pilot standing in front of it. It could be very nice indeed. You know, sort of do a little mock-up of an aircraft carrier's deck. Loads and loads and loads and loads of parts. Right. And equally loads and loads of bloody decals as well. So if you're not into sort of doing the decals, don't get it. If you enjoy doing decals, get it. Somebody said to me, he said, you mean your first venture into aircraft, or into modern jets, and you go off and get a Phantom of all jets to get a Phantom, like, because of the amount of decals that are on them. But, you know, you get what you like, and I love the Phantom. You know, I was born in the 60s, and from watching television and from films and everything else, to me this is the iconic one. Vietnam War era, this is the one that they all flew. Air Force, Marines and the Navy. Of land base and of aircraft carriers, and this is the one they used, the Phantom. So when it comes to seeing them in combat and stuff like that, loads of shots of the Phantom in combat. Now our last sprue is this one, and I'd say it's just the wing undersides. Again, nicely moulded. That kind of a marbling effect look there. It's kind of visible, but it's not raised or anything. It's not a stress fracture or anything like that. So, you know, it's not going to show up in paint. But the detail again, the detail in this is absolutely fabulous. The nice deep pen, like recessed panel lines. Very, very nice. Nothing sort of, I know that a lot of the old kits people used to give out about them because they had sort of raised panel lines instead of recessed. And when it came to sort of washes were harder to. They didn't kind of go into the panel lines. It didn't really look too good. But yeah, that looks fabulous to me. It really, really does. So that's the last of the sprues. All that's left is sprue-wise is this, which is the clear parts. We've got our cockpit. Right. And I presume they're cockpit parts as well. Right. But clear parts are clear parts. They're parts and that they are clear. Now, the building part of this should be fun. The building part should be fun. Well, we've already had a look at the decal sheet, the sheet that goes as in the decal placement. We looked at the missiles. Let's have a close-ish look at the decals themselves. I'll just slide it out of its plastic protection and make sure I put it back on. Right, we'll start up here. Right, they are cartograph decals, so that's a good sign because apparently cartograph are the best. Well, arguably the best, shall we say. I'm not saying they're the best, but they look lovely and thin. Really, really do. There's very little carrier on them. They just look very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Very neat. They're all in register. Anybody doesn't know what in register means, it basically means that the colours are in the right place. It's not they're not off-centred or anything like that. You know, like I said, this red line here isn't this red line here isn't up or down. It's in the right place. So there we go. Tons and tons of bloody decals. I didn't think there's decals there for the missiles and things. So unless you're going to use every missile, which you're not going to, because I don't think there's room in it for every single missile. You won't be using all of them, but you will be using quite a lot of them. Quite a lot of them indeed. And as you can see there, USS Independence, VF-102, and it's the Diamondbacks. Okay, so that is our decal sheet. So I'll just put that behind me now, nice and careful so it doesn't fold or anything like that. And finally then, I'll bring the camera back up again, bring the light up, and bring the camera up. And now we've got the destruction manual. Right. Instruction manual. Right. Now it's pull out, which is one of the things I do not like. Okay. I prefer booklet form. Right. But unfortunately it's a pull out one. Start out with painting all your instrument panels. As I said, yay, that's going to be fun. Then constructing our cockpit. Getting that already. Slowly building up bits and pieces. Our left engine, our right engine. Yeah, it doesn't say about those sort of venti things, doesn't say which ones. It tells you to use these ones, so obviously the other ones are probably off a slightly different version or whatever. Do not know. I do not know. Alright. So we're fitting the engines, our air intakes, our cockpit, painting up the pilots if you want to paint the pilots. Painting of the seat. I was right about those pieces, those funny shaped pieces. I said to me, remember I said they look like kind of the side of seats, and they're the side of the seats. Right. And those pieces that I said look like seats, they were part of the seat as well. So I'm not too bad on my my technicals. And it gives the paint call outs there for the seat, for the interior of all that. Right, that's step 7. Step 8, we're putting on the intakes there at the side, the nose cone. I have seen people in the past putting weights into the nose cone. So if somebody out there can let me know what I need to weight up the nose cone, let me know. I know how to do it because I've seen people doing it, but just for the Phantom, would I need to add a bit of weight to the nose cone? I'm going to have it wheels down. Okay. So when I need the nose cone weighted, I do not know. It's I mean the wheels are at the front, so I presume you need some bit of weight, especially with all the amount of stuff here at the back and there's very little at the front. Would it just sort of rise up? That's why people add weights into the nose. So anybody built a Phantom before, would I need to add weights into the nose? There's our wheel wells sticking on our wheels, and then we're on to so yes, drop tanks. I knew there were drop tanks. We've got a 370 gallon drop tank or a 600 gallon drop tank. So we have a choice of drop tanks. Obviously enough, we're going to have
a choice of ordnance as well, and then a sprue map. So there's all our sprues. Yeah, there was those two little pieces that remember I said that there's two separate ones, so they're obviously off that sprue there. So we've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 sprues of parts. Doesn't say how many parts in total. Usually they kind of give it that little bits of info, don't they? They tell you how many parts it has and all that usual technical info. See where they give it on the box, just checking the box there. Highly detailed cockpit and landing gear, accurately engraved, precise panel and rivets. 3 pilots, 1 standing, 2 seated. No, it doesn't give a parts count. It's kit number 12323, if anybody is interested in that bit. We've got a date on it, 2018, so it only came out last year. I'm trying to find, does it give us a parts count? Well, they're saying it's skill level 4, age 14 and up. I'm definitely up. Yep. No mention of a parts count whatsoever. Pity doesn't give a kind of a parts count. It does say that the whole thing is 366 millimeters long, and it's 102 millimeters in height. And that is sort of in flight mode, if it doesn't include the wheels. Gives loads of other information except a parts count, so unfortunately we'll have to kind of guess how many parts are in it. Right, so that's it. That's my unboxing, lads. And like I said, not a very technical one, but if you are a modeler, then all the information is there for you. You know, you can see what you get. The condition of the plastic is absolutely fabulous. Plenty of decals, plenty of them, and they're cartograph decals, so that's a good sign. The moulding is absolutely superb on all those pieces. The instructions, not too many pieces in each step. Total of 15 steps. Anything else I can say about it? Not really. Just looking forward to getting it built. Don't forget to stay tuned to the channel for the build series. I will be building it. I will be starting it more than likely tomorrow. I'll make a start on it, and we'll be doing build updates on the channel as well for that. So stay tuned for that. So thank you very much if you're listening to it till now. Fair play to you for sticking it out and listening to my my waffle. Like I said, I'm not an aircraft person, so you know, hopefully I will do it justice. I enjoy my modelling, and that's the main thing. I do it for me. So get out there and buy yourself a kit. You build it and you enjoy it. And stay tuned to the channel for further updates. So if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe now, and don't forget to hit the bell. And by hitting the bell, you get notifications of when I upload a video. So until the next time, lads, stay safe, enjoy your modelling like I said, and be nice to one another, and watch the old build. Let me know what you think. Any comments below that you want to ask me, or anything? Any comments you want to make, or anything you would like to ask me, stick it in the comments box below. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up or the thumbs down, and if you give it a thumbs down, just let me know why. Okay, catch you on the next one, lads. Bye. Stay safe.